In a quiet Texas town where tumbleweeds rolled past gas stations older than most buildings, 8-year-old Riley spent her weekends at her grandpa's auto shop. Grease covered her hands more often than toys, and while her classmates talked cartoons, she read manuals. On a sunny Friday afternoon, a matte black truck with California plates rolled in, coughing smoke and sputtering like it had been pushed from another century. The driver stepped out in designer boots. He didn't belong. He was a millionaire developer scouting land nearby. "Transmission's shot," he muttered. Grandpa shook his head. "Might take a while." But Riley stepped forward. The man, used to being humored or fawned over, blinked at the tiny girl in coveralls. "You gonna fix it, little miss?" he said, amused. Riley shrugged. "I can try." Her grandpa chuckled nervously. "She's been fixing stuff since she was 4, he explained. "But maybe let her." The man interrupted. There was something in Riley's eyes that wasn't normal for her age confidence without arrogance. She climbed into the engine bay like she'd done it 100 times. The man watched in stunned silence as she connected a diagnostic tablet, typed a few commands, and opened the fuse panel. She worked silently, the only sound being her small hands clicking, tools and scraping bolts. It wasn't magic, just precision. She'd seen this problem before in an online forum, a rare software glitch that older trucks developed when the battery ground corroded. Within 15 minutes, she rewired a section with parts from a shelf marked junk, updated the system, using her grandpa's old laptop, and stepped back. "Try now," she said calmly. The man raised an eyebrow but got in and turned the key. The truck roared to life, smooth, powerful, perfect. "What the?" he whispered. "She just fixed my truck." Her grandpa looked like he'd seen a ghost. "How did you even?" "I remembered the post from the old Dodge forum," she said. The millionaire stepped out slowly. "I own 8 repair shops in LA. Not one of my techs could do that." He crouched to her level. "What's your name?" "Riley Jenkins," she said proudly. "And I want to be an engineer someday." He pulled a card from his wallet. "This is the best thing I've seen all year." Her grandpa, half proud, half confused, asked, "So, you still scouting land?" The man smiled. "Not just land. Talent, too." The man, whose name was Jordan West, didn't leave town that day. Instead, he asked Riley and her grandpa to lunch at the fanciest diner in town. There, Jordan listened more than he spoke. Riley talked about battery types, gear ratios, and her dream of building cars that ran without gasoline or charging. Her words weren't just smart, they were visionary. "You remind me of someone," Jordan said softly. "My mom. She rebuilt her first Harley at 10. Back in the truck, he took a call, then glanced at Riley. "How'd you like to visit California sometime?" 2 weeks later, a black SUV pulled up to the shop. Inside was an invitation, first-class tickets to LA hotel accommodations, and a letter from Westech Motors, Jordan's company. "We'd like to meet the youngest genius in America," it read. Riley's grandpa was hesitant. "This is a lot," he said, but Riley just smiled. "I want to see their engines." They flew out that weekend. At the Westech Innovation Lab, Riley stunned engineers with her ideas. She pointed out flaws in a prototype engine and suggested a redesign. Using recycled heat, one of the lead designers whispered, "She's not normal." Back home, the town threw a small parade. Riley had become a sensation, even making local TV. But what mattered most was that Jordan kept his promise. He didn't just offer her a tour, he offered to fund her education, build a STEM center in her name, and provide grants to rural girls who wanted to learn mechanics. "You didn't just fix my truck," he said during the announcement. "You reminded me why I started this journey, to find those with real passion." Riley didn't cry, but her grandpa wiped his eyes behind his oil-stained cap. The STEM center was built next to Riley's school. It had solar panels, workbenches, and a tiny office with her name on the door. Every week she held open garage days for other kids. Some came for fun, some stayed to learn. Jordan visited every few months, always bringing something new, a challenge, a part to decode, or just a pep talk. At only 8, Riley had become a symbol in the industry. "She's proof that genius has no age," one magazine wrote. "And no ego," Jordan added in every interview. "That's the rarest part." Years past, Riley's fame grew, but she never left her roots. She still worked at her grandpa's shop after school. She turned down reality shows and commercials, choosing instead to develop a low-cost solar ignition system for old vehicles. Jordan's support never wavered, but he knew something she didn't. She had changed him to he no longer chased land. Dillasey started mentoring young inventors because of a girl who believed machines speak. "If you listen," at a Westech gala, he raised a toast to Riley, the girl who fixed an engine and rewired a future. Back in Texas, under the same dusty skies, Riley knelt beside another truck, this one driven by a teenage girl. "It won't start," the girl said nervously. Riley grinned. "Let's figure it out together." A small crowd watched as she guided the girl's hands. Her grandpa watched too, proud as ever. The cycle continued. Not just fixing engines, but building dreams. What began as a spark between a girl and a broken truck became a movement. And it all started with 5 words. From a stranger, "You gonna fix it?"